And that's going to be the trade that I'm talking about here. And again, at this point, I can withdraw my entire balance of $32,000. And I've already withdrawn money from this trading account. I've already withdrawn close to $5,000 in profit just to pay myself from last week's trading profits and to pay myself from one of these trades specifically here. So now this is going to be the actual trade itself. So again, the one thing that we have to do going back to that PDF is my pre-market routine. Number one, identify prior value. So one thing I'll always do is I'll come into the market and again, mark up previous session value area low. I'll mark up again as well the previous session point of control, previous session point of control. And then I'll also mark up over here as well previous session value area high. Now, one thing that I didn't mention is I also back tested as well what percentage of the time we see price pull back into the value area low, point of control, and then the value area high. So now the thing about it and why I ended up taking these longs to begin with is because again, I'm going to go down now to let's go to a lower time frame, such as the 1 minute time frame. That's typically my time frame of execution here. So this is going to be this trading day. You can see a lot of chop earlier in the morning, but what's more important about this trading day is where we opened up. I'm going to move this cash session profile here really quick, and you can see that this is the 930 candlestick right here. So we opened up outside of value, and this is going to be a smaller deviation of that value area. So there's also a few different setups that I didn't discuss using the volume profile, such as a value fade where price pushes back up into this area and then we look to take continuations lower. So I did end up taking one of those moves on ES as well, but this is the trade that made me all of my money. Now, why I took this trade here specifically on NQ was because again, I identified that in the pre-market, we opened up outside of value, price pushed into that value area, rejected, came back down, and all I was simply waiting for was again another push into that value area. Why? Because we could very clearly see that over here the sellers are getting absorbed. You could see on the CVD how far the delta is dropping, but price is failing to drop with that delta. What I can also do is turn on my deep trades indicator here as well, and we could see all of the selling down near this low getting trapped and absorbed, and price pop back up from there. So now the trade that made me all the money was near the end of the day. What we could see is price ended up pushing back down towards that value area low, so we're trading at the extreme here. We could see some buying step in. Later on, we see price start pushing to the upside, and all they simply ended up doing was identifying where we were trading. We're trading at or around the value area low. I'm looking for price to push back up into prior value, and then last but not least, I took the entry around this area over here, which I took the entry after absorption and then initiation from the buyers. Now, I did take this with just simply 4 contracts on my account here, and I was only risking $1,000 on this trade just simply because of how accurate I'm able to be with my entries because of the areas that I'm trading from, and then also using order flow, using footprint charts, volume profile, and then using the big trades indicator to help me actually confirm my entry itself. Price ended up pushing all the way up. Now, I ended up holding through the majority of this, and I'm going to explain my trailing stop loss here in a bit because I held through all of this, and at some point I was almost close to $30,000 in profit on this trade. Now, the thing about it is I ended up securing and realizing like around $18,900. Now, what I identified was large aggressive buying after we pushed back into this value area. And I was looking for price action to ultimately traverse the entire value area range because of the volatility that we were seeing. There's a higher probability, and we almost got there, but I ended up getting greedy. I mean, risking $1,000 and being up almost 30 grand is like, why not just let it keep running and pushing? Like, we're most likely going to get there either way.